Good evening, everybody. Welcome to What's on Joe Mind. As you can see, Joe Colton is using the space very well at her grand contemporary living arrangement, which is totally not real, but whatever, fine. She's looking for holiday stuff.
It's real to me, man.
Be nice to me.
It looks like any minute now, Hugh Hefner is going to come out there in a tuxedo, going to be talking about jazz.
No, bathrobe.
No. It was
Inappropriate old man garb. So while she's looking, let's go ahead and listen to our kick-ass theme song. Good evening, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to What's on Joe Mind. We are a fan cast throughout the world of G.I. Joe. How is everybody this evening?
Ooh,
fantastic.
Right, fantastic. We are back after a week hiatus. We took last week off for the Thanksgiving holiday because, whatever, there wasn't nothing going on that needed a show last week.
I wasn't up from my turkey coma yet, anyway.
No, not at all.
how we spelling week hiatus, by the way?
I mean, either way.
Kind of works.
Either way. It felt like it just zoomed right by, and it was a week long.
Hey, Joe turned off her background.
Yeah. We're back in Joe's actual living arrangement now.
Go.
Yeah.
I mean, that of course, that's a fake one, too, because Joe's actual living arrangement, there'd be more trees.
Yeah. There's more trees than visible carpet.
Right, and this one doesn't have the wrist lock morphing out of the back wall like some Terminator inspired special effect,
or at the very least Homer Simpson out of the shrubs.
But she's back after not being here. It's been a month since you've been on the program. She's a co-hostess with the co-hostess, the queen of G.I. Joe cosplay. Joe Colton is in the house, everyone.
That's right.
Happy Friday. I've missed you guys.
I almost feel like we're announcing you like a guest star at this point.
I'm sorry.
But as we've been telling everyone, and it's the truth, and you would know if you actually watch the show.
I haven't watched anything.
I know you haven't. I'm aware of this. Asking you to tune in for the shows you're not on is clearly a step too far, even after all these years.
Yes.
Been on the show like 7 years now. Too far.
Too far.
But we've been telling everybody you're off making the world safe for democracy, and that's actually the truth. So she laughs, but it's the honest to God truth.
We'll say fur anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But also joining us, he's the former head of marketing for the G.I. Joe brand at the Big Hasbro. It's the Hot Joe, Mark Weber.
That's right. The once and future king, if you believe that. Good to be here, as usual. Joe back on the show. Ratings are sure to go through the roof, like a best of 7 for the trios championship.
We'll go from squadouche to squadouche and a half.
Can't wait. And then the ad rates through the roof, baby.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Anytime we have a week where we don't do a live episode, man, nobody tunes in.
Yeah.
I even put an episode up at the same time that our normal live episode would have been. Nobody tuned in.
No, and the sponsor is pissed, let me tell you.
Right.
They
right.
like hearing your voices.
And you know what was amazing? I didn't think they still made Chesterfields, but
Right. Well, I mean, look, if we're not going to plug them, then nobody is. So, but and there in the bottom corner, plugging Chesterfield cigarettes, it's Rack Time Rob.
We were hoping for Winston, but they were still sticking with Fred and Barney.
Right. They've still got that lucrative Flintstones contract.
I think I saw a wide shot of the Willie Mays catch this week, and there's a giant Chesterfield ad
Yeah.
Just out of frame that you never see because everyone's always zoomed in on the catch, but
Right.
nothing like 100-foot long cigarette ad in center field just to get the kids while they're young.
It was a different time.
Back when kids watched baseball. Yeah.
Right. You had to watch baseball back then. There were only 3 channels.
That's it.
Well, maybe 4 if you had the old Mutual network.
Dumont.
So, anyways, that's our roll call. Good to see you. As we said, we were off last week for the Thanksgiving holiday, so the Joe World was kind enough to not have a whole lot of news while we were gone.
It was very nice of them.
Right, it very considerate to. You know what? What's on Joe Mind is backed out this week. Let's not do anything.
Right. Or they'll break our next year again.
Yeah. Lobo 2 says, I remember smoking ads on TV. Wow, dude, that's dating yourself without dating yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I remember the cigarette vending machines.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Right next to the pull tabs in most bars.
There you go.
But if you're watching us on YouTube tonight, thank you so much for tuning in. Go ahead, like our video, subscribe to our channel. You'll get all of our cool update stuff. If you're catching us on Facebook, give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us a little huggy guy. We love little huggy guy. That lets Facebook know that you're here. But even if you are watching us on Facebook, we do appreciate you. But please, at some point, make your way over to YouTube, subscribe to us there, because that's how we get a better handle on how many of you there are out there. Even if you're listening to us online on our audio home on Podbean or Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your audio podcasts, posting every Monday. Just take a few seconds at some point during the week. Get yourself over to YouTube and subscribe there.
If you haven't decided whether you like us or not, just give us the benefit of the doubt.
Right. Just lie about it.
Just a preemptive. You can always take
it back.
It's fine.
You can always take it back.
We're not going to hold you to it.
Unlike most things on the internet, it's not permanent.
No.
Right? You can take it away.
We're non-threatening.
Right. Yeah. We're going to show up in your recommendations on YouTube for the rest of your life, but you won't be subscribed. So.
Yeah. We'll be the little angel or sun devil on your shoulder saying,
right. No, we're the dudes in the little red suits.
Come on over.
I have been described.
Homer. We are evil, Homer.
I have been described by many people in my life that I exist to be the dude in the red suit on their left shoulder. So we're really not going to be the angels.
We're the windowless van of the internet.
Right. And I think that's being borne out of the fact that we have started a ripping discussion on cigarette vending machines.
Good point.
Everybody's leaving their cigarette vending machine memories in the live chat. Really, you need to be putting that in the comments where it's saved for posterity.
That's better.
You need to get those. We need to hear your cigarette vending machine personal highlight reel in the comments down below. So go ahead and help us out there. That helps us too. Joe Colton, any cigarette vending machine stories from up north? They have to be They have to be looser laws in Canada.
They had them up there, but that's it.
They were gone by the time you were smoking 8 packs a day in high school.
Probably.
Right. I mean, I'm making an assumption there. You did everything else before that point in your life. That I just assumed you were a teenage smoker.
Not a teenage smoker. I smoked in university and then quit.
Okay.
I still smoke cigars though.
Oh!
What? No.
Oh, yeah, I just heard that oral cancer sucks from a guy.
Right.
From a guy who never smoked. Let me take that bullet for you.
Right.
Miss cigars are great. Ooh.
I have them like once or twice a year.
Okay. When we get home without you, I'll call your folks. My boss at work is a crazy heavy smoker, and she'll fully admit that. And she's like, I gotta go smoke. It sucks, but I'll be back. And I'm like, okay, I like that you're owning it.
Does she say, I gotta go smoke, or does she say, I gotta go smoke?
Well, there's no.
Or does she sound like B. Arthur? You know?
No, she's great. I'm not speaking poorly of her, but we haven't had that awkward conversation yet, right? Like, although, actually, Monday I'm going up for my regular checkup up at Dana-Farber. So I got to have that one today. Hey, I'm out half a day on Monday. I'll be up at Dana-Farber. So there you go.
All right. I'm not sure what that means, but all I know is from last week, you don't do half days.
No,
I'm sure that went over like a lead balloon.
Nope. Well, I mean, hey, don't go get checked for cancer remission, Webb.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. That's a hard boss right there.
You do that on your own time,
right? What the hell? Once a year? What do you think we are?
That's a type of worker who normally starts a speech with, "Are there no prisons, no workers? Let them go there."
Right?
Oh. But Cellar Dweller says, I'm always a little surprised anyone still smokes. I agree with you, man.
Yeah, come to Indiana.
Right. It makes it, speaking as a single person in the Midwest, don't try Dayton here because everybody who's still in the pool, they probably smoke. It's terrible.
Oh.
That's about the only thing I've hammered into my kids is like, look, most people try stuff here or there in their life, but don't ever do that, man. Yeah. You're paying for something to try to kill you.
Right.
Sound like a good deal?
Very slow suicide. Firefly says, I had a lot of cars that smoked and one that caught fire.
Yeah.
Well, that's a little different.
Been there. Been there too.
Mm-hmm.
Been there too. Oh, Nomad's Wandering can't help it. He's addicted. He's just the sucker behind it. Nice. Well done. I mean, I guess if you're stuck doing it, might as well have some good one-liners.
There you go.
But we've wasted a good 12 minutes of everybody's time so far tonight, plus the time we made them wait because we needed to gab and gossip before show started like we always do.
Mm.
But Jason D says, well, just joined this just in time to hear you guys going on about cancer and slow suicide.
There you go.
Best show of the year.
There you go. Look, man,
Timing is everything.
Some shows you'll tune into, or maybe you won't, and they'll be like, "Today, this is what happened," and they're they get 4 minutes in, they're done. Nah, you don't know where the hell we're going.
Right. We don't know where the hell we're going.
All I'll tell you is, hey, there were PSAs at the end of G.I. Joe. We just throw them in wherever.
And if all you wanted was hardcore G.I. Joe breaking news, you would have tuned in at 9:14 anyway. Right? It ain't like we went off the rails this week.
No,
right?
this is pretty standard.
Come on.
But best show of the year does get a cash register. There we go.
Oh.
I like it.
But we'll play with the overlay function later on.
Mm-hmm.
That's new in our casting software this week. So Mike has even more toys to play with on his tiny monitor.
We've given him more.
That's what we need is more buttons to squeeze out where I can see what's actually going on the program.
Misa think we should vote him more executive powers. What could go wrong?
What could go?
Oh, perfect. Sounds like a great plan.
You knew that guy was going to sink the franchise.
I love that they made him the sucker that was responsible for the rise of the empire.
I mean, didn't they have to?
Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Make him the patsy.
Yeah.
With some of the corniest, most forced dialogue of all time.
Yeah, and if you had Webb does a bad Jar Jar Binks voice on your squares,
oh god,
congratulations, you won $50.
It's bingo. That's bingo. If that's what shows up under your pull tab,
yep,
you're a winner,
big time.
So, what do you say we go to a community calendar?
woohoo!
There's a Comic-Con or a toy show. What's on Joe mind? Wants to know? Tell Mike, Mark, and Joe. Community calendar.
Oh, that picture still cracks me up. We're so glad you're here to be repulsed by it again, Joe Colton.
I shake my head at you now.
Look. Before I put that together, I asked you, hey, is it okay if I use this picture for our community calendar intro? And you said, sure. Completely underestimating my ability to edit that into something terrible.
Yeah, I just was like, he's not going to use it. He's just being funny.
You've known me for years.
Yeah.
I know.
And
However,
what do I not do? Bluff.
Yeah.
yes. Sucks.
Joe, shouldn't one of those stockings behind you be larger than the other two? Just saying.
No. It's even.
I'm just saying. One of them's got to fit that super toe. Mhm.
It has its own little stocking.
Super
Thank you.
toe.
for
You mean
itself.
that?
Yes, look how fast.
I hate you.
So yeah, this new overlay function. It's right there. Just get all kinds of stuff right on short notice. Just blam, it's right there.
Oh my
Yep.
god.
I would give the overlay function.
Blam, right there.
Oh.
I would give it a thumbs up, but instead, let's
No.
give it a toe up. There you go.
God. I still regret ever sending that to you.
You really should.
Joe, look at the veins in your foot. Your foot is ripped from all that ass kicking you've been doing. She must work out.
And again, unsolicited, mind you. Unsolicited.
Hate.
The way all the foot pictures are sent.
Next week we're gonna have Sarah Silverman as a guest.
Oh, you know there's one or two footy dudes in the comments who are getting screenshots. Oh,
Marking down the time.
Never give it away for free.
Scratching down the
Mike.
time on their post-it notes.
yeah.
I have
Gotta go back
a
and get that
friend who does toe picks
Ugh.
as a side hustle,
Ugh.
and she's like, never give it away free. Like she keeps, like I was, where were we? We were somewhere, and we were at Colossal Con at the water park, and she's like, what are you doing? You're just like sitting in the water with your toes. And I was like, just sitting in the water, feeling the water on my feet. And she's like, never give it away for free, Joe. Never. And I was like, that's so creepy.
And you can find her on onlyfeet.com.
Right,
That's
right.
right.
Yep.
Right. It's
She makes a pretty penny on the side. I'm like,
I don't doubt it.
And then
You know
most
what?
Of most of that money coming from ex-Jets coaches.
If you're gonna sell pics of your body and you want to do it with your feet to some real weirdos out there, who's gonna judge you for that, right? Come on.
Andrew Galgan calling a shot, and we'll see Joe again in another one.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe not.
We're gonna name a comet after her.
Welcome back
Comes
to the
around
show, Joe.
every
Here's
so
your
often.
toe on the screen.
There we go.
Oh, Firefly says I should switch up the music so that it suddenly jumps to max volume midway through the tune in a different spot every time. That's a lot of work, but that's not a bad idea.
oh my God, please
not-
don't. It
that's-
scares our audience.
It's
to
not
be-
bad. I mean, it's not enough to send everyone who's watching the program. It's not enough that it sends all of their pets scrambling out of the room.
Right. Yeah.
Dear
Come for the Joe news. Stay for the overmodulation.
Mhm.
Nah.
Somebody correctly assesses that the show has taken a turn.
Nah, this is pretty much how it goes.
More or less.
Yeah.
Actually, I believe a more accurate comment is the show has taken its usual turn.
Right.
But if
Yeah.
you but if you take a turn up to 79 and take it all the way up,
Oh,
What about the 105?
no, the 105, it's gonna be jammed.
What if we go up quiet?
None of
That's
this
why.
is okay.
I'm waiting for
Oh.
one of my kids to pull that line on me when I'm like, all right, here we go, podcast time to clear the floor. And I'm just waiting for one of them to go, what if I'm just quiet? So good.
Oh my God. So, anyways, community
You get
calendar.
extra ice cream.
Hey, this guy again.
Community calendar hasn't changed a whole lot. You know, it slows down a little bit around Christmas time.
We're still beating that same drum, huh?
It is 7 times a year, man. That's Toy Man. That is happening a week from Sunday on Sunday, December 11. 9 to 3, $5 admission. $12 gets you in the door an extra hour early. That is in the big Machinist Hall in Bridgeton, Missouri, just to the northwest of St. Louis. So, community calendar, right?
Oh, yeah. Where were we? Thank you, Diana.
All right.
Just remember, if you see Dave Draper, give him a big hug and tell him what's on Joe Mind sent you.
Mhm.
House of Dagobah has tabbed it the Toe Man Show.
Mhm.
No. We can't do that to poor Chris. We can't do that to him. So absolutely worth the drive if you're within a couple hours of St. Louis. Huge show. Huge show. They do it 7 times a year. Also, Sunday, December 11th in Southern California, in a place that is undoubtedly sunnier and warmer than Bridgeton, Missouri, in Temecula, California. It's the SoCal Joe Show. They only do this one twice a year, but it's still very nice. It's 10 to 3, early bird at 9, general admission $5, early bird is 10. Cosplayers and children 10 and under are free. That's a free show for cosplayers, Joe Colton. You going to be there?
SoCal, no, but I know a bunch of people going.
Come on.
It's on the other side of the country.
I was going to say we should ask Diana and Philip the quickest way to get there, and Diana beat me to the joke and said,
Yeah, well, Phil was first. Phil is just off the 15.
Yeah.
And then Diana is telling us to figure out
Figure
our own
out
damn
our own
freeway. I mean, we're here in the heartland in Indianapolis, so there really there's only one freeway.
You poor man.
All the other freeways get you out of town, which should tell you something. Oh, I'm not.
Yeah, Joe doesn't have any freeways. She's got 8 lanes of not moving, as I remember, and a bunch of traffic circles.
Yeah.
She's got a parking lot with different neighbors every day.
There you go.
And they keep adding lights to places as if.
Ironically enough, on Long Island, they call that an expressway.
Right.
One time near our nation's capital, just sitting there, my wife just lost it and just went, "How come it never moves?"
It's intense.
I had no answer for her, right? I'm like, am I going to give her the reassuring pat on the shoulder, or am I going to be goofy, or am I just going to zip it?
She's a small town girl, Joe Colton. She's not used to that sort of thing.
I made the right choice. I
Right.
kept that mouth shut.
Yeah. Smart man.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm not new to this.
Smart man.
Or even if you were new at the time, you had a good idea on how to not.
I was newer, but
Right.
knowing when to close it, I actually, for a guy who likes to gab, I know when to keep it down. So,
But SoCal does a lot of exclusives. They do a lot of special attendee bonuses that you can pick up. So make sure you check them out on Facebook, and they'll give you lots of nice pictures on what those are in advance, and get yourself out there if you're within a couple hours of Temecula. How do I get to Temecula from LA?
I know I already got my line in. I don't have to do it again.
Well,
I rang.
I feel like Diana's gonna yell at you.
That's
Just
fine
saying.
because she's only in the live chat, so she can yell as much as she wants. I'm not going to hear it. It's not as if Mark Webber starts screaming about the traffic on the show.
Mm-hmm. He knows how overmodulated I was.
Torpedo 83 says, I live in Hawaii and somehow I have 3 interstate highways.
Oh.
Yeah, 70 runs really long out that way.
I mean, the interstate highways don't even get you all the way through the state.
No, interstates.
Yeah.
I guess they would just a way for the feds, get the feds to fund some infrastructure, I suppose.
Yeah.
Either way, Mocha Hakaliki means a hockey. Just say that.
Melakaliki Maka is a wise word. Anyway.
'Tis the season.
That is good gravy. That is what we got for community calendar.
There's a Comic-Con or a toy show. What's on Joe Mind wants to know. Tell Mike, Mark, and Joe. Community calendar.
There you go. And if you have a show that you want to plug, make sure you get it to us there at whatsonjoemind@gmail.com. That's the best way. You can try reaching us through the other ones, and I make no promises if you can't get it to me in an email.
Mm-hmm.
No promises. Mm-hmm. But if it's an email, now that I know it was forcing some of your emails to spam, I know to at least look there every so often to yeah. Anyways, but Torpedo Mike says we need a Mike Sing segment.
Do we?
Oh God.
No, we don't so much need a segment.
No.
Do we?
I look, I can sing a little.
Whoa.
Very little.
Like
but-
one note.
Well, that's kind of the problem, right? It's like my voice doesn't sound bad, but my range is about this narrow.
Yeah.
So there's a few songs that I can really hammer, but most of them require actual skill and range, and I have neither of those.
I can sing 3 notes, the one I'm trying for and the one just above and below it. And I just kind
Above
of
and just below.
Yeah, I just kind of waver through it.
But I did used to sing a bit more on the old show because I was just the smart alecky guy on the microphone back then, and other people push buttons.
And now you're the smart alecky guy at the control panel.
Right. Now I have to push a lot of buttons.
Until he leaves you and I in charge.
We've tried that once, Joe. I don't know.
Yeah, I did that. I did that once, and you were in a car for it. So I don't think I'm not inclined to do that again. Really.
No, I was in another person's home in a car, then in my home.
And at one point had her head out the window like a dog. It was great. It was a good show.
We almost
I watched.
died because Wes was driving
I watched
like
some of it. We were moving that week, and we were actually getting dinner at that particular time. So I was in the restaurant watching you. You broke actual news on that show.
Yeah.
And Joe's in a freaking car.
Yeah. And for people who tuned in late, they immediately clutched their pearls and thought, "Oh my God, is William driving?" Because we could have seen a realistic end of an era.
Right. We don't need to put any deaths on our YouTube channel.
Mm.
We don't. I think that's a ban.
We could rename it. That'd be awesome. What's on Joe Mind number 185? The one where Joe died.
Oh. Josiah Alcord says he watched the one he wasn't on. Yeah, I when you're in charge, you have to do stuff like that. But I don't miss a whole lot of shows, so
True.
it's a small price to pay.
Not since that one.
That was the last time. I got
Like
quite
I'm
the
never
string going.
leaving them two in charge.
It's I mean Mark does have access to the StreamYard room. I don't know if he's got it. I wouldn't be surprised if someday an episode of Eternal Baseball gets put on the What's on Joe Mind channel by mistake.
Hey, man, you never. It could happen. But I think the worst I've ever done is let the intro and outro bumper, which is the same one, is let it completely run out because it's like 30 seconds long, and if you don't click done fast enough, it goes back to your live screen. So there's one out there somewhere where it goes doom 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 doom, and then I'm just for like 2 seconds before I could kill it.
Which is the look on the face that you have every time the program hoses your reliever.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, that happened one time when I was guest hosting for you, Mark.
That's right.
That you played the closing theme, and then you start talking after. It's like Webb,
Yeah.
show's still going. Webb,
You got to kill it, Webb.
kill it. Hit the button, Webb.
I'll have you know, we used every damn reliever in the Montreal Expos bullpen last Sunday. And
All right.
well, maybe you know because you're part of our devoted audience, which I appreciate. And we beat those Dodgers. So there you go.
Yeah, Ragtime Rob is your audience MVP.
Absolutely.
He's over there driving conversation.
And I tried to drive him off. I banned him.
That's right. You gave him the hammer.
See, I was going to make a joke about it, but it won't sound funny unless you were there. Some guy came in spewing Aryan garbage in our comments, and we don't get a lot of comments, so they were there for a while.
I mean, it was safe to say that was a bot of some kind.
That was
I'm
Hitler
sure.
bot or something.
I'm sure Hitler bot showed up, and our we could use the traffic, but not that kind of traffic. And Mike was like, "Hey, yo, you might want to get rid of that." And I saw it. And it was the first time I ever had to ban anybody, and I moved so fast. I banned Rob first. So my priority to keep the show clean was Rob, then Nazi bot, right?
Yeah. But now the funny thing is, Nazi bot got 5 minutes in the box. I got banned.
Yeah, I banned him, and then I suspended, like temporary suspended Nazi bot. Yeah.
I'm shouting from the bed. What did I do?
And I couldn't, and because I've never done it before, I didn't know how to bring somebody back. So Rob was just done,
Right.
because of his proximity to the Nazi bot.
Lobo 2 asks, have Mike and Rob ever appeared in the same window on the show? Not on shows that Rob has been an actual official part of, no.
No.
Every so often when we're doing a show without him, he's popped up in the background, much like the wrist lock does for Joe Colton on occasion.
He will
But,
not be doing that tonight.
You think? But
Yeah.
he might just emerge out of the fireplace. And,
Say that loud enough, and I guarantee it won't be true.
You're right.
It's possible that the wristlog will be joining us
Right?
by surprise.
Challenge accepted. That's what that
Oh.
sounds like.
That day he fucking scared me.
Oh, for sure.
House of Dagobah suggests karaoke Fridays with What's on Joe Mind. Make it happen.
You don't
Oh.
want to do that.
All right. Start warming up MacArthur
Hey.
Park.
Right.
There's no
right.
we got a
We need
quartet,
a
right?
list of songs that you all think we should sing.
We don't need to take that any further than it's already been.
No, that's a bad idea.
It'll be great.
I was in a
Night-
barber.
We can
I
call
was
it
in a
Night of
barbershop.
1,000 copyright strikes.
Right. I was in a barbershop quartet back in Skokie, Illinois, but that was a long time ago.
That's a story for another day.
Another
It,
time.
it sounds
Another
like
time.
there's like a good story behind that.
What do you say? What do you say we get to the news a half an hour into the show?
Yeah.
And news, of course, is brought to us by Kokomo Toys, who also present Chonky Tank Kitty and his Meowler Tank, the unofficial official mascot of What's on Joe Mind. I can't get enough of Chunky Tank Kitty.
Clearly.
No, every show he'll be on. Every show.
He needs a
And it looked,
microphone.
truthfully, I'm not alone, because this week on Instagram, at TechnoViper 3D printed Chonky Tank Kitty and the Meowler Tank.
I love the
Fantastic.
Amazon smile on the front.
Right.
It's incredible.
Right. Got a quarter there for size reference. Dude, if you're watching this, I need one of these. I'll gladly pay for one of these. I need to have one of these. I need to put this in my collection. This needs to happen.
Yeah,
So there you go, Joe Colton. That's I'm not the only one who
But
loves
it's so small.
Chonky Tank Kitty. It's
Does
it's
it-
1/1/18 scale. It's perfect.
Needs to be bigger.
That's what she said.
Well, I mean,
Literally.
we're here for
Poor
your preference.
girl.
She just said that. Oh.
Oh goodness. But John Watson, STL file for that. It's not mine. You need to again maybe approach TechnoViper 3D, give him a like on Instagram, and check that out for yourself. I'm sure he's got one for you. I wonder if the Meowler is Bloosh compatible. I don't know what that means, and it sounds a little dirty, so I hope so. Joe wants it in classified scale.
Yes,
There you go.
I do.
There you go. It can fight all your red ninjas. How many of those you got in classified, Joe Colton?
Just 3.
Just 3. I think
Yeah.
that's more than I got.
Wes
Pretty
had we have to get rid of stuff.
You should set him up kicking the hell out of those 2 blue ninjas, right? For missing the memo. Just like, bam.
Michael Kleppinger says, "That's me!" Well, thank you, Michael Kleppinger. Thank you for stepping forward.
Oh,
There we go.
Send me a private message in IG. I can make it happen.
you
Well,
need
there
to
we
make
go.
it bigger.
Relax, Joe Colton.
The face, it needs more details.
Look the gift horse in the mouth a little
Right.
bit more.
No!
That nice thing you did for us, here's how it could be better.
Yeah.
Right? What are you, a Joe customizer? What is this?
Man.
Oh. And you all thought that I was nice and didn't do.
No, we don't.
Same as the rest of you.
We don't think that at all, but the folks at home seem to think that, and that's
It's amazing.
right. Like you guys don't understand that generally speaking, the most civil person in this room. Well, it's Racktime Rob, frankly. He really is. Like
fair.
Racktime Rob is as genial as advertised,
I have to work with children.
right? He's got patience for days.
Excuse me.
So I guess
I'm
that
married
just
to a
kind of throws
child.
the whole thing. Like people generally think Rob is the nicest one out of the 4 of us anyway. So
That's
I guess
fair.
that is actual real life.
That's fair.
Fair. I agree with that.
Andrew Goggin embodying the spirit of Christmas tonight. Sheesh.
Well,
There you go.
it's the Ghost of Christmas Future. That's the
That's
Ah!
It's Jacob Marley.
Next news item.
Do, 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 do.
Look at it. That's us inspiring the news right there. This is the one piece of news we had last week.
Ah.
It inspired our thumbnail.
And it's the one piece of news that I have this week.
The
Right.
only thing,
Well,
the only
we
thing
got a
that
little bit more
inspired.
this week. But yes, the Cobra HISS HasLab HISS tank fan vote is in and done, and the Bravo technician won the vote to no one's delight. No,
I don't think
there's
it's
lots
that
of folks out there that wanted this one. They figured it was going to be either this one or the purple one or the all black one that won. But
I wish it was the purple one.
Yeah, me too.
Same. That's why the purple one got all the love in the thumbnail.
It's kind
You
of
would know that if you watched the thing on YouTube.
I was on before you got on today.
I've been in this room since 7 o'clock.
Central.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, technically, I've been in the room since I set it up last night.
Whatever.
I'm just saying. Just because I can control when and where you come and go. It just don't. Yeah.
It's a lot of power.
So much power.
So congratulations
Joe,
if you voted for this one.
Have you found that mad dictators are kind of ruining your life right now?
Don't get me started.
See, Hank Perry's he voted for the winner. So congratulations, Hank Perry, and everybody else who liked this one. I understand.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, I understand why people voted for this one, right? I get that you want your tactician to match the rest of your crew. I just don't think that this design does a good job of that. That's all.
A bright red helmet helps.
I mean, the bright red helmet would have been better if there was more red on the uniform, I think.
Yes.
But, it just seemed this guy was the one design out of all 6 of them that just seemed kind of thrown together and mishmashed.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but apparently it's Ron Rudat's favorite.
Apparently it is.
Oh.
But yeah, it's but yeah, again, if we were ranking them 1 through 6, this would be my number 6. But frankly, I'm happy because he comes with the HISS tank that I paid a lot of money for very little. He's free technically. So okay, sure, free figure.
True.
Let's go.
I wonder if you can fit the Meowler in the back of the HISS tank. That'd be awesome, right? Yeah.
As a rapid deploy vehicle.
Well, as any watcher of cartoons will tell you, a cat will assume the shape of its container. So.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
They are mainly liquid.
That is Tom's Law. Anyways. Andrew Gauguin, McLaughlin Group, wrong! You all had Special K with banana.
That was the worst show ever.
But great Saturday Night Live.
But that's why it made great Saturday Night Live sketches.
Yeah. Oh, no, the SNL thing was fantastic.
Oh, my God.
It was like, not to go back to pro wrestling again, but it was like a heel that never got his, right? Like you wanted eventually, it'd be worth it watching it for years if John McLaughlin finally got beat down like Wilford Brimley in The Firm. When Tom Cruise was just beating his ass with a briefcase after he was just swaggering around all movie, and I'm like, I gotta
tell you,
here's your oatmeal.
I gotta tell you too that I was thinking that from the beginning half hour of that picture.
Yeah,
like it's Wilford Brimley. How is Tom Cruise just not beating his ass?
I like Brimley as a bad guy. That's inspired casting, and yeah, he had some heat by the end of it.
Oh no, he was great in that movie. But I get that he wasn't as old as he looked. But come on now,
he needed a whip.
He looked old.
They gave generally a forgettable movie, right?
Right.
But I will never forget Tom Cruise just wearing out Wilford Brimley.
just beat
a curb stomping to end all curb stomping.
Just that briefcase coming up and down, and that middle tooth just shining in the moonlight. Like that's a hell of a scene.
It's the right thing to do, and the ass whippingest way to do it.
That's right. Take that, Grandpa.
Oh.
There's that cocoon now.
Oh.
Yeah, you got diabetes up.
Oh, that's terrible. Wilford Brimley took that role and made it his own, like his diabetes.
There you go.
It's awful. Oh my god!
This show nut's like a shotgun, man. We got a wide blast area.
We are all over the place. You can tell it's been 2 weeks. We've got a lot saved up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Michael Kleppinger, the designer of the Meowler drone. There we go.
There
See,
we go.
now we have another project.
Done a great job, sir.
Mhm.
He's doing God's work.
Mhm.
He is.
House of Dagob asked, "What happened to Wilford Brimley?" He has passed away. Unfortunately, yes, he is gone now. Again,
I'm not glad he's gone.
no, not at all.
But I'm glad he got his ass whipped in that movie.
But he was still, even as he was 83 or 84 when he passed, and he was still younger than you thought he was. Anyways, next news item.
Do, 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 do.
Hey, you got $200 to spend on sneakers?
No.
The people at greats.com hope you do.
Oh my
And
God.
that's these premiered this week. It is the Royale with G.I. Joe. Again, $189.99. 20% off your first purchase if you register for emails. So that'll save you a little bit if you're interested in this sort of thing. But head on over to thegreats.com. Plunk down your hard-earned coin for some kind of weird-looking camouflage sneakers.
I could get 2 crappy Nerf blasters for that. Or if I'm patient, in about 9 months, I could get 8 for that.
Yeah.
I was not expecting you to come up with the one purchase I would make less than this one. But there it is.
I would rather buy one of these shoes than that Nerf blast.
Hank Perry asks about Royales with cheese. That is $1 more.
Why? Those are
Cheese,
those are
$1 extra.
hideous.
Cheese is $1 extra.
I can, and look, I don't have a lot of ego going on here, right? I'm not trying to impress anybody, but I can't remember the last piece of G.I. Joe clothing that I even thought about, right? That I was like, ooh, maybe. Like,
I'm sure you got some T-shirts.
yeah, I mean a couple, but nothing of, I would say of substance, but nothing that actually cost some, $50 or more, right? Like, ooh.
Well,
Yeah.
even $50 is like if it's a sweatshirt or something. You could even see that, but I mean, just like this is full out designer, so it strikes me as odd. I guess like if this is what you're spending on shoes normally, by all, I mean, more power to you.
They
Have fun.
look like little kid shoes going to kindergarten, and they're gonna get beat up at lunch. Like what? Why?
Mhm.
Well,
Like
They
this is
should've-
like the time when Chanel was like, put everything on, take 3 things off. Like what? Why is there orange on the back? Why is there green and camo and like blue camo from what I can tell, and then white soles? It's just what? Why?
yeah,
You're just not hip to the fashion, Joe.
Oh, clearly.
They definitely should have gone with Velcro instead of laces.
Right.
Definitely.
Don't confuse
Yep.
all the kindergartners.
anyhow,
What is
but
that?
anyway, so if you're interested, and I can't see how you wouldn't be after such a glowing recommendation from our panel. But,
Yes,
Joe
please,
Colton
like-
approved.
Not getting the greats.com sponsorship this month.
Right. That is unfortunately just slipping our grasp.
I'm sorry.
Nick Adams says, I'm considering buying a pair just so I can go to kindergarten class and kick the shit out of those little punk ass kids.
Yeah. But make sure you check the website first. How many kindergartners could I take? Because
Well,
there's a number somewhere north of 15.
Right. It'll tell you how many third graders you can go, and then just add an extra 30% to that.
Yeah. Just do
And
the
is
math.
the
Do the
heel
math.
guard plastic? It looks plastic.
I'm
Could
not.
be
I don't
leather
think
or
plastic.
pleather.
It's probably a canvas kind of panel sewn on there. But
Oh, because it looks like you can see orange and black stripe thing on the left a little bit.
I think it's beautiful. What is it, velvet?
Anyways,
For almost $200, they better be flying me to my hand.
right.
With that.
It better be the most comfortable shoe that I never have to buy a shoe to replace again.
No.
Anyways, next news item.
Hey!
Hey, and this tweet says it all. I looked for this on Instagram, but it doesn't look like the account's even there anymore. Anyways, looks like HasLab Sky Striker is out in Singapore. As you can see there, that's our guy. It's got Wayne Ruthel there on the box, so it's not an original one. So yeah, we first talked about this a couple of weeks ago when this was rumored, and now we're seeing pictures popping up. So, Mark Weber, what do you think? How long do you think until we see these stateside?
I mean, it's hard to tell. Like the whole supply chain thing's broken anyway, but this was the kind of thing that would drive me nuts. When you're working on the brand, is to be like, oh, come on, right? You can't control factory leaks if that's what it is, and
it's got the shipper, so I don't know.
Yeah, my whole thing, man. I'm just waiting to see if they fix the name tag on the window, because that bothered me even as a kid that it's J. Brad Armbruster. Because I was a big Ace guy, and his name's Brad J. Armbruster. There's no universe where the middle initial would lead that thing off, and I did my best to get that fixed, and so I hope it did.
The House of Dagobah has a story for you, Mark. I had black and yellow shoes in school, was a big Killer Bees fan. I got beat up for wearing them.
Hey, so you got to live like your heroes vicariously, right? You got your ass whipped by a Heart Foundation fan.
Right. I mean, Killer Bees fan getting punked out at school. That sounds about right.
Nobody was a big Killer Bees fan. Come on.
Well, clearly House of Dagobah was.
Come on. How you going to root for the Killer Bees when the Bulldogs were in their prime? Come on,
man. They were there, and I think they did a good job of setting the Killer Bees up as competent wrestlers, but they never won the big one.
No, the Bees weren't bad, but the Bulldogs were ridiculous. I mean, that was prime time for Bulldogs up north and Road Warriors down south. Like Killer Bees, oof.
Man.
And somewhere Greg Gagne was sitting at home going, "B. Brian Blair sucks."
Even House of Dagobah has turned on his boys.
like that jabroni. B. Brian Blair, I knock you down, break your back, make you humble.
There will be times when Rack Time Rob will be, and I will be talking about stuff, and then I'll just start talking like the Iron Sheik on the end of it. Very rare, but
they used to be able to buy
that jabroni, Hulk Hogan.
Used to be able to buy the app that was the Iron Sheik alarm clock, and it was the best thing ever. And except it was sad to say more overmodulated than our stuff. And man, it would hit, and the Sheik would go, "What time is it? I don't give a." And it made my whole day. You want to be legends like me? Wake up.
Diana Davis says her bulldog Paloma is really upset now. Thanks. She says she doesn't suck. No, we're not saying that they suck. We're saying that the Killer Bees suck.
Yeah, the Bulldogs rocked.
Bulldogs were the stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Davey Boy Smith, Dynamite Kid, they were unstoppable.
Mark, they want me to do Nikolai Volkov now. One time,
he wants me to do a whole show as the Iron Sheik, and then you can be Nikolai Volkov.
Volkov was singing the anthem in the garden with that huge drop-down satellite mic,
right?
And some fan, probably this is like the Ice Bowl, right, where 4 million people claim they were there. Some guy crushed his soda cup and threw it like a frisbee, and it went between him and the Sheik and sprayed them both with soda on the way through. Friggin' ninja. In Madison Square Garden, got him, just showered them both with a spray of Dr. Pepper in the middle of the Russian national anthem. And my brother and I lost it.
Doug Dello asks, how did we get from the Sky Striker to wrestling? How do we ever get to
We're
wrestling?
always 2 seconds away from pro wrestling.
It's just throw the switch, man.
Yeah.
Throw the switch.
That's it. You listen here, Doug Dello. We knock you down, break your back, make you
We
humble.
break your back like the jabroni Hulk Hogan.
He tweeted one last year. It was the nicest thing ever. He was like, she wishes you all a very prosperous and healthy new year, except the jabroni Hulk Hogan.
Oh my God.
Look, blame Slaughter, man. He's the
Oh.
one that tied G.I. Joe to wrestling.
Oh my
True.
God.
All you people out there paying
Oh.
$400 for your Iron Grenadier, Roddy Piper, this is your fault.
Right.
Is this your fault?
That's it.
Next news item.
Do, 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 do.
Hey, shipping now. If you ordered Total Action Force Volume 2, keep an eye on the mailbox because it'll be there. I know mine is there.
That's good stuff.
It's good times. So yeah, this was a Kickstarter that ran last summer and fall. Of course, we talked to Patty and Brian about it and plugged the damn book, as it were. Their next project, you can go to Kickstarter and get registered for updates now. It has not started, but they're doing Volume 1 as a paperback. So if you missed out on Volume 1 of Total Action Force, now's the time to get on board. Get yourself the soft cover version and just register. Just go to Kickstarter, type in Total Action Force. This will pop up. Click that little green button in the middle of the screen to get notified when there are updates, and go from there. I don't have any other information for you. I don't know cost. I don't know if there's going to be anything extra. But these guys are great about updating their fans on their projects. So if you click that green button and you get plugged into this project, you will know everything that's going on as it happens. So yes, Total Action Force Volume 2. Hope you're enjoying it. And Total Action Force: The Battle Years, or Volume 1, if you will, coming in softcover, probably in the new year.
You know what you get as a stretch goal, Mike? You get friggin' Flash on the cover in the A+ pose, right?
Right, man.
Has Flash ever got top billing ever?
I
I can't even remember a comic cover that was Flash and the boys. I've seen,
I don't
like
think
him
on cover, no.
him as part of the crew, sure,
Right.
but especially because visually he's outstanding.
Yeah, like Flash actually looked different than those other guys.
Yeah,
But I don't think he ever just had a spotlight on the cover. He did some stuff that early run. Flash was unique in that he didn't show up often, but usually when he did, something big happened. Shooting lasers from space to save the shuttle, blowing up Cobra headquarters in issue 50, stuff like that. Like Flash was not a big part of those stories, but he was a key part of those stories. And but no, he never got a spotlight like this.
there you go. I pulled for Interrogator, but
Well, I mean, Volume 3 is going to happen at some point, so I'm
now
sure
we're talking. I'm not sure
that's really your wheelhouse on that, Mark.
Interrogator never made Action Force comics or toys, I don't believe. But
But
who cares?
Who can
Who
tell?
cares? Yeah.
Joe Colton, you in on the paperback? You're killing me, Joe Colton.
She's saving up for Christmas trees.
Like
I
she's
can't.
honest. She's honest, but we need her to lie.
I can't.
We're trying
I'm
to
not.
sell.
I am not in because I have the hardcover, baby.
Right, we got the hardcover.
Yeah.
I wish I was, but I have to
it's
limit
after
the
New Year's.
spending.
It's after New Year's. It's after New
We went on a cruise. Do you know how broke we are?
Year's.
Yeah. Hey, drinks are cheap on cruises.
Look, did you fill your pockets with shrimp cocktail like I told you to?
No, but I did steal a cup from Disney Cruise.
That'll show him.
Right? I mean that cup's great and all, but it doesn't feed you as well as a pocket full of shrimp cocktail.
True. I did eat as much as I could, though.
Did you take? Did you get the complimentary towels?
Yes.
Yeah. They're charging you for that anyway.
They do.
She's she uses those towels to dry off those bad boys.
You're a jerk.
I know. It's what you get for not lying about the book.
I don't want to lie to
Yeah.
our audience.
Oh,
Can't
right.
penalize
Make
her.
this about them.
Can't penalize her for honesty.
I can. I just did.
Jerk.
That's my favorite HR joke, interview joke. So what do you think's your greatest weakness? Honesty. I don't think honesty is a weakness. I don't give up what you think.
Like, how's that?
Flash for John Watson, his first Joe figure.
That's right. It kind of puts him in league with Racktime Rob there.
So Flash for him, Flash for Rob, Stalker for me.
Flash was my second.
Oh, who's your first?
Snake Eyes.
Oh, okay.
You got him on the same day.
I got him on the same, but I bought Snake Eyes first and then went back for Flash.
Okay. All right. I was not aware of that part of the story.
Mike, Joe?
Mine was
Stalker,
Stalker.
right? Yeah. Joe?
What?
First G.I. Joe figure that you took off the shelf.
That wasn't bought for me?
No, I guess first one in your collection. I guess that's probably better.
I think it was Duke. My dad bought me a Duke.
right.
There you go.
Although I guess technically Mike isn't ours Bullet Man.
Yeah, truthfully, yeah, it probably is.
So
Probably
he was number one. With
He
a
was
bullet,
he was there.
with a bullet.
We had no We had no idea that he was a GI Joe at that point in our lives, but sure.
I guess mine is Super Joe. Then I guess to be fair, all 8 inches of his terribleness.
Oh, you got the wrong 8-inch figures there, buddy.
Yep,
You need
we
a
got.
Batman with oven mitts.
Yeah, no, we got that with that big funky orange seaplane thing for Christmas one year.
Crocodile Joel McMullen says, I wasn't born when most of you guys got your first figures. Okay. You be that way
Thanks.
then, Joel. You be that guy.
Right?
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, you're so much younger than us, but you're in the same place on a
Right.
Friday night. Go out to your rave. Come on.
I mean, it's Friday night for us. Joel's in Australia, remember? So
Oh, that's true.
Saturday night.
it's like Tuesday afternoon or something. There's
Right.
Some weird
Crikey.
paradox.
Monday
You should be
night.
working
It's like 2:30 p.m.
in March.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
It is summertime for him, so maybe. Anyways, next news item.
Do, 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 do.
And while we're talking about Kickstarters, we'll continue to drill this one home.
Yeah.
After Action Report Volume 3 is out there. It's funded, so by all means, back it with confidence. Campaign ends on the 16th of the month at 8:34 a.m. Eastern Time because somebody was high when they set it up, is what I'm guessing. But it's out there. If you enjoyed Volume 1 and Volume 2, Volume 1 was all about the G.I. Joe Marvel comics. Volume 2 is all about the Devil's Due G.I. Joe comics. This one is all about the Real American Hero from Real American Hero run from IDW. So we talked to Roger and Josh. We trying to get them in. It's more a problem
Spit it out.
on my end than anything else. But we've been plugging the damn book here too. Very affordable. If you've missed out on the previous volumes, they have packages available for that in the Kickstarter. Go to Kickstarter.com and check that one out. It's a wonderful resource if you're into the G.I. Joe comics. Go pledge. Do it now. Do it. We said so.
Or we'll have them on the show another 45 times one Friday.
Right. You're right. It's just not allowed to do that from hotel Wi-Fi.
California.
Don't tell
California.
Wi-Fi anymore. It's got to be. We have to upgrade to at least library. You know?
Right.
But you know what? There were probably the few people who were on the fence about that book at the start of the show. By the end, were like, "Damn, those guys are tenacious. I gotta
Right.
show them some support."
Yeah. So, Racktime Rob, you're our comic book expert. What do you think of the first 2 volumes of After Action Report?
As soon as I get them, I'll know.
Killing me
Oh,
right now.
well, yeah.
Seems
I
legit.
mean, I've looked through yours, but
I know, but it's
I haven't
almost like
looked
we
through the
don't rehearse this shit.
What?
I know. I haven't looked. Well, actually, I haven't seen the second one at all.
What time?
But the first one, like I said, the first one is very well researched.
The second one is just under that Batman comic of yours.
The second one hasn't showed up yet.
Or the 15 boxes of it.
Yeah. Long boxes?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, only
Doesn't
one
mess
person.
around.
Only one person in this apartment is intelligent enough to stick with the short boxes.
You think 15?
But that's why the skin on the inside of my fingers is still the original.
I'm
Still
trying-
the original make, and I don't have grafts like Rob does.
I'm doing the math here in my head. 15 long. That's like 8 billion pounds worth of comics.
Yeah, that's just the Batman. book.
Roughly.
Oh,
Wow.
There's more than 15.
the Heavy Knight, not the Dark Knight.
Right. It's the
Ooh.
Fat Knight.
It's a dark night if it falls over on you.
You got that right.
It's
you guys
a
are
long
on the
night.
You guys are on the first floor, right?
Kind
Ish.
We're on the
of.
ground level. There's actually apartments below us.
Oh, so
Oh.
whoever's sleeping under 5,000 tons of Batman comics better say their prayers every night.
Right.
Right.
We hope so. They're kind of loud though, so screw them.
Whatever. They're not gonna be loud for long.
Yeah.
No.
Thump.
Drop them on them bomb style. Anyways.
Batman literally dropping through the floor on him like that scene in Batman versus Superman.
Right. It's gonna land on half of the dude and break his back, and you can be like, "Hey, ironic."
Yeah.
Let's try not to relive Batman versus Superman.
So good, especially when Batman's shooting all them guns.
Right.
Yeah, because that he's as he is wont to do. Oh
Right.
no, wait, no, he isn't.
Here I am complaining about Mirage and Jazz's alt mode. We got Batman shooting rifles at Superman.
And
All
Steven says, hello from Pennsylvania.
right. Hello. Ann.
Hello.
Hello from the United States. To borrow somebody else's gimmick.
We like Pennsylvania. They give us chocolate.
Right.
and
right.
and
They
the,
got
and the
Hershey
Steelers, for God's sake.
there. Well,
Hmm.
Yeah, could take them or leave them.
Yeah,
Good
Whatever.
chocolate.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
I mean, look, they also give us the Eagles, and I don't hold that against them because of the chocolate.
Yeah, fair enough. As a Giant fan, are Eagles? They're not your most hated, are they?
yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought everybody was.
There are so many weird things that have happened in Giants Eagles games.
But I
that-
thought
and
that
it's
whole,
And the
like,
Giants
I
are
think the
usually on the
Eagles
wrong
come to the
side
top
of
the list.
I thought that whole division was united by mutual hatred of Dallas.
Look, everybody does hate Dallas, but
Yeah.
the Giants hate Philly.
But the other three
Philly
teams
more?
also hate Washington. The other three teams also hate the Giants. The other three teams also hate the Eagles. But
Yeah, but Washington, didn't you hate them more when they were tough to beat? Like they've been laying down for 20 years.
Look, man, they're playing the Giants this week. They're hot. The Giants are not. So I'm a little antsy about this as it is. So I don't want to.
Oh.
I don't want to jinx this and mess it
You
up.
are one OBJ away from the Super Bowl, my friend.
Sure.
I jinxed
Sure.
it.
sure.
Wake him up, and tell him, hey, get the Giants Stadium.
Nick Adams has it right, except for Debbie. Everyone
Everyone
hates
hates Dallas.
Fair enough.
And Debbie might not like them either,
Yeah.
but a job's a job. Next news item.
Do, 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 do.
Hey, speaking of backer kits, which I know we weren't, but we are now. Skeletron took the time to inform us this week that the Robo Skull Mark II backer kit is closing at the end of the year. So if you have not confirmed your Kickstarter order, if you have extras that you'd like to pick up from this campaign, you got about a month to take care of that. 29 days from today. If you need to get more details and pictures and stuff, we talked to those guys way back on episode 188. And yeah, that's a long time ago. That's over a year ago. We need to talk to these guys again. You get Ben back in the house, which means we got to kick Rack Time Rob out. Right, like he wouldn't rather be sleeping now. Anyways. So,
Careful. Keep together.
Spit it out.
oh, it's too late. God. Anyways, get yourself over to roboskull.backerkit.com, sign in, and finalize your orders. I know it's the holiday season. There's lots of money going in lots of different directions, but if you've already done your Kickstarter, money's already been collected. So if you just got to finalize that, go finalize that. If you want to get some more stuff from the RoboSkull campaign, do it in the next 4 weeks. You're running out of time. Next news item. She's having a lot of fun with that tonight. You can tell she's been gone a month.
I didn't know there was more news.
Well, I mean, kind of. It's our own news. Since nobody watched this last week, I'm going to put a reminder in that you guys need to do your freaking homework. But we did do a special edition last week. Last Friday, we put out a special Thanksgiving episode, special edition with Ray Stakanis from Knowing Is Half the Podcast. Mark and I sat down, talked with Ray for almost 2 hours, is what that episode was. Ray can talk.
Not a cheapie, right?
No.
This was not a throwaway.
No. We had lots of I did my 5 dumb questions format, and Ray had 5 long answers. So
wow.
You do not get cheated, but Ray Stakanis is a talker. But again, if we share any fans with Knowing Is Half the Podcast, you already knew that. But great guy, wonderful time. Last couple Fridays ago, we actually recorded this after the live show. So there comes a point when Mark and I's voices are very audibly doing this thing because there's nothing left. But yeah, go watch because none of you have so far. So do it.
I've
please.
listened.
Doug Della says, I think Ray talked to you guys for almost 2 hours. It was more than 2 hours. I edited it down to about an hour 45.
Right.
Wow.
And it made you nostalgic for the days when Joe and I would give you 4 hours of audio. You had to whittle down.
Right.
Yeah.
Nomad's Wandering. He says, hi, everybody. I'm evidently nobody. Well, I mean, clearly you got to get your friends involved.
Yeah.
But Diana Davis says, hey, guys, I'm eating lingua. It's the meat that tastes you back.
Oh,
It's tongue.
I'm glad you're doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Lingua. Sorry. Yes. But we could save that for shout outs, that whole segment that we do for.
Oh, we're doing that this week.
Yeah. We do that every week.
Okay.
We do we never pass shout outs. Sometimes we don't do what we got in because we prattle on forever, but
fair enough.
I have stuff for what we got in this week.
Yeah, me too.
I would hope so. You haven't been on in a month. So anyways, go watch last week's episode after you're done with this week's episode. And that's the news.
That was more news than I expected.
It truly was. There we go. Joe Colton, you still look surprised every time I throw up the news graphic. Are you not used to it yet?
The end one surprises me. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, there's also an end one.
Like
I play
bookend.
it twice because if I'm going to do this video editing crap, then I'm gonna get my money's worth out of it.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's take a moment here and pause for a word from our sponsors at Kokomo Toys.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
All right. And so, yeah, it's been a busy couple of weeks. Joe Colton, you went on a cruise. Why don't you take a couple minutes and tell us about it?
My husband has never been on a cruise, and it was our anniversary. But we also
honeymoon.
Yes, we had not gone on a honeymoon because of COVID, and another couple that we know was doing this cruise, and I was like, oh, that'd be a great idea to do. And so I contacted a friend who books Disney stuff, and she got me a really, really good deal. And so I surprised Wes with the cruise. And I also made sure that it wasn't just Disney. We're not huge Disney fans, but there was a lot of Marvel stuff going on. So, and a Star Wars bar that they had.
So when you guys inevitably walked around in costume, were you mistaken for cast members?
In my Megara, people thought, yeah, they were. You're not allowed to take pictures with the kids because you're not a cast member.
Right.
So, but it was funny because the people that worked on the ship were trying to get pictures with me, and I was like, I don't know if I'm allowed to get pictures with you guys. So, and then Wes dressed up as Star-Lord for our Marvel dinner. It was good. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
House of Dagobah has a question. Your husband came with you, right?
Yes.
Crazy story about a person falling off a Disney cruise last week. No, we saw Wes in pre-show.
We can verify the continued existence of
Yeah,
one Wes
he's-
Whitlock.
Yes, the wrist lock is okay.
We have proof of life.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
We went on the cruise a couple weeks ago, so not last week, but it was a good cruise. It was good to get away. And then when I got back, I had like 473 emails.
Joe goes on a Disney cruise, then for some reason their CEO mysteriously loses his job. I thought it was strange timing too.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were a couple of weeks in there where you were, of course, keeping the world safe for democracy.
Yes, I was very busy
Not nearly as much
and
fun.
exhausted. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure you came back from that. 2 weeks ago you got back, and you said there was a pile of emails. So
Yeah.
you
And
came
then
back just
I
in
left
time
the
for your
house.
workload to triple.
Yeah. I was like, it was almost like a punishment for going away on my honeymoon.
Right. Sean Russell asked, Joe, did the bar have blue and green milk?
Yes. So it was called a cloud drink, and I had it, and it was delicious.
Which one, blue or green?
It was the blue milk, but it was
Okay.
called Blue Cloud. So
Okay.
it was really good. It was
Freshly squeezed, I imagine.
oh yeah, of course, and made with oat milk. It's interesting.
Well,
I never had
they can't use anything that has lactose in it
Right.
for stuff.
Some
like
people
that.
will die.
Right.
It's oat juice. No one's milking oats.
Yes. Yes. I said the same thing and got the stares of like, how dare you? I was like, oh, what did they say? Almond milk. And I was like, show me the tits on an almond.
Right. And near as I can tell, oats don't have nipples, but
And remember, folks, be sure to visit our coffee account. It's linked down in the comments below. Keep Joe Colton out of the swear jar for when we're inevitably demonetized.
Tits is not a swear word.
I know, but it's YouTube, and sometimes they go about themes. So I just want to make sure that we're
Okay.
we're keeping all the bases clear.
Yeah.
Look, it was as good enough time as any to beg for money.
That's
Somebody
true.
has to do that sort of shit around here. I can't even get you to plug the damn show.
it's a lot of
A white
cursing right
Russian.
there.
Wait, go back. What was the comment? A white
That
Russian.
was
what?
a white Russian will never be the same again, will it?
It was not a white Russian, but yes, close.
It was a blue Russian.
It was a blue Russian.
Joe's tired of Russians just in general.
Right.
Yeah.
I
No,
really am.
no offense, Nikita.
Right. It's I wonder how much of our audience comes from there that aren't bots. Which is to say, probably nobody.
Probably no one. Yeah.
But again, I was surprised that we went through our Spotify year in review, and of course, the U.S. was our biggest audience, and in second place was Canada through Spotify anyway.
That's right.
Nice.
And then third place, Poland.
Oh, nice.
Right. Sure, Poland, whatever. So we welcome our Polish audience.
That's right. Steelers Polish. Just
We
saying.
are huge in Krakow.
Ralph Pulaski.
That's right. Andrew Gauguin needs this put on the monitor for antiquity's sake. Show me the tits on an almond. Joe Colton, 12/2/22.
Should be on a
There will
mug.
never be a better sentence said on the
Should be on a mug, I think.
Well, you know, we do have that TeePublic account where you can get your What's on Joe Mind merchandise. Maybe that is
Show me
our
the
next
tip on
T-shirt
that.
design.
Right. Check out the rack on that almond.
Well, hello, almond.
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, I'm an almond guy. What do you want?
Well, you know,
Just a joy.
everybody's got something. Almond Joy, yes.
An almond.
There you
joy,
go.
yes. Look at the mounds on that almond joy.
Does
Anyway.
Oh.
We're never coming back.
does that make this laugh break almond Snickers? Anyways. Or is that just an idea from Mars? Anyways. Yay, I killed the room.
It's
You
fine.
did.
Yay.
Now back to What's on Your Mind.
That's
Uh,
adorable.
Needed a
Kids.
reset there. Needed a reset.
That never works.
Oh, talk to the audience never.
That's it.
Yeah.
And yet we seem to wind up doing it every week. So because we had a couple of weeks off, and Lord knows the ship came rolling in this week, why don't we go ahead and give ourselves a little extra time to do what we got in? Joe Colton,
Yes.
besides illegally purloined ship
Duty-free
souvenirs,
liquor.
Glassware.
Sir, why are
Duty-free
you
glassware.
outing me again?
you said it. Look, don't be
Don't
throwing this at
repeat
me.
what I say.
Because right,
Duty-free
nobody.
liqueurs
How
and spirits.
Dare you, sir?
All right, you
They
know
weren't
what?
selling them, and I got mad because they put the tips on before we even decided like how much the tip was going to be. And I just was like, you know what? Fucking taking my tip.
That's what she said.
Fine.
Anyways, all right. I'm not even sure where this conversation was going anymore.
Anyways, it
So
doesn't
what'd you get in, Joe Colton? Hey,
wrong
Hang on,
window.
Wrong button.
it's not the wrong button. I just have to make adjustments.
It's kind of
Put it in
self-serving, but
front
I'll
of
let
me.
it go.
He looks great. Ah,
He did.
He
Oh,
Throwing
did.
your stuff around.
He did.
send him back.
Now
He
he's
did.
broken.
I did
He-
not expect like the windows to be, I don't know,
Open.
as secure, yeah, and open as they are.
Yeah,
So,
but you really have to pop them out of there.
yeah, which I'm like, how am I going to do that without like crinkling things?
For something that's taped in
It
and is
can be done.
only a direct sale item,
Yeah.
I'm okay with them doing it.
Okay.
Like the Dr. Mindbender's never going to be on the shelf like this.
No, God. It would not last like a week.
No, it'd be all kinds of Power Rangers getting subbed in there as Joe Colton disappears into the dimensional void of a living room that is not her own.
Right?
So,
That sounds like a Twilight Zone episode.
Mm-hmm.
so
Imagine if
years
you would.
years ago, I really wanted this figure, and my ex got it and wouldn't give it to me. So,
And now he's your ex. So
Yeah.
ex.
just
That's
saying.
number one.
Just
So
saying.
I don't want anyone hating, but I'm just saying there's a lot of figures that I've had to rebuy because of that.
Had to do some collection rebuilding, if you want.
Yes, in various fandoms. But a fan got me an early Christmas gift, and I wanted to say thank you, but I also wanted to show you guys. Can you guys see it? Oh yeah, there.
There you go.
Oh, yes,
Nice.
the alternate Zorana.
Yeah.
Or
She's
the
really-
San Diego.
The Colt
Variant.
Slithers. Well, they were all San Diego.
Yeah, but it was like 2011 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
Mhm.
And I didn't get to get her, and so this showed up, and I was like, "What?" So thank you very much, Kirk. You're very, very sweet. And she has been sitting on my shelf since she came.
There you go.
And then my last thing I got was these.
Okay, that is League of Legends something.
Yeah.
Girl pack,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's the pack. It's got Jinx, Vi, Caitlyn, Echo, and Harmadinger, which is I disappeared.
No, several times.
Phasing in and
Yeah.
out there. Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
good
you
stuff.
you bamfed in and out several times. It was pretty
Sorry.
cool.
Oh my God, stop it. Okay, so I really bought it for this little guy because he's adorable.
Okay.
But I also like the rest of the figures, and they're not. I wish they were 6-inch figures, but they were on sale on Amazon from like $20 to like $7. So I just like.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Do you play the game League of Legends?
I have played it. I haven't had time to play it.
Okay.
So.
Because our guest last week, Ray Stacanis, works on that game.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
So maybe you should go and watch that episode where he
I
talks
should.
extensively about
There
his
you
job working on League of Legends.
All right. When I don't have a deadline.
Fair.
I mean, 2-3 o'clock this morning, you'll be okay.
I will be in bed, sir.
Ray's exceptionally loud voice will keep you awake.
It will.
Okay.
And he's West Coast, so he's like that's like 11 for him. No big deal.
Right. It's early for him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
As Joe
Drinks a
phases
Phantom
It
7
was
Up.
awesome.
faces a Canada Dry into another dimension.
You took a shot at Canada Dry and half disappeared.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, when green can plus green screen equals
Yeah.
invisible Canada Dry.
Yes. And then I got two Disney dolls. One being the oh God, please work.
There we go.
Kill.
You're good.
Holiday
There you
Tinkerbell. And she's gonna be put on a tree. And then I got a Stitch topper. Oh my God. Everything's like next to me. Okay.
That's cute.
Yeah. He's heavy. Like really, really heavy. And then I got the 17-inch dolls of Snow White and Jasmine, but they're like really big and I can't get up and get them. So.
I honestly I don't remember. Do you have a collection of 17-inch Disney princesses?
I only buy the dolls that I either like or have cosplayed.
Okay.
So all of them then.
Yeah.
No, I haven't done all of those. I'm
Mhm.
not that big of a princess fan. So like I have the Cruella doll, like the giant movie version, and that's 17-inch. And then I have Megara, because I plan to do that as a costume. So, and I did Snow White in my white dress. So
Maleficent's got to be 18 inches with the horns.
they haven't made her doll yet, but I would buy her.
She's not a princess.
She's not.
a
She's a villain. Yeah, she's a misunderstood villain now.
Villains can't be princesses?
I'm sure there are.
Not in
Yeah.
Disney's world.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
Disney.
fair enough.
Oh, and now not even the villains are villains. They're like anti-heroes or
Phil Donnelly, your normal Disney hookup, is glad he didn't have to ship those to you.
Yes, thank you.
Diana Davis says, "Thank goodness that's not Joe's house. Whoever lives there uses the most boring wrapping paper in the world." Yeah, that's probably why they got their picture up as a green screen option.
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
Non-conscript, like
Yeah, that looks like butcher paper. I mean, really, that's just.
that's a trend though, apparently, to use like the butcher block paper
Yeah. Well, you know,
and then put bows on them.
yeah, open up a nice box of pork chops. There you go.
No. I use good paper, but bows and ribbons, forget that, man.
No, that's stuff that like you peel the backer off and slap the bow on.
Yeah.
Maybe one of those.
That's what you get.
Maybe.
We do themed wrapping paper. Like each person has their themed wrapping paper
That's
for
cool.
all their gifts. Yeah.
But you better with kids, you better make sure that's even. Because if there's a lot more purple than green under that tree,
Yeah.
one kid is just going to lord it over the other one.
Do they count them?
Oh God, yes. Right. And even if I factored in like that one kid's getting a super gift and the
Yeah.
other one's getting a bunch of medium gifts.
Yeah.
So the fiscal bit is dead on. Try telling them that for a month of imbalance under the tree. It does not work. Mm-mm.
Can you take one apart and make it two?
That's a good idea.
Just chainsaw that, but yeah, exactly. It's a bike, but you know, you're wrapping the wheel, you're wrapping. Yeah,
whatever my kids argue about during the year, they get that for Christmas. They argued about spoons one year because we had some spoons that were smaller than the others, and they liked the smaller spoons better. So they would argue about who'd been using all the small spoons. And whenever they do it, I'd go, I know what you're getting for Christmas. And sure enough, they each got like 8 small spoons for Christmas.
Bowl and teaspoons.
Like dessert spoons?
Yeah, I mean they like them for yogurt. They like small spoons for some reason.
Like teaspoons. Yeah.
Yeah, so they got 8 each on top of what we already had. We never run out of spoons, right?
No.
And more recently, we've got one blanket that's more comfortable than the rest. So all week I hear, give me more of that blanket. How come you got all of that blanket? And so when they hear me, what are you doing, Dad? Ordering.
Hey man, Kohl's had throws $50 down to $20.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, man. I'm gonna get like a 14-foot long blanket and just smother them both with it.
They're paying you to take those
Rack time, Rob. What'd you get in?
Oh, sorry.
All right. Well, whole bunch of stuff.
Ah.
But in terms of the stuff that I opened so far and is pertinent to the show,
we don't care about pertinence.
We got the old
Mike
doctor.
has told me it doesn't matter what you
Rob,
get.
Rob, you're the guy to answer this because yours is open and it's in your hand right now.
Yeah.
People are complaining about the cape.
Well, the cape, like I said, they kind of like have it. There's a finish on it to make it look, I guess like maybe like patent leathery or something, just kind of.
Can you lift it and let it show us?
A little shiny.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not cloth, right?
It's cloth.
Is it?
It's a finish on the cloth.
Okay.
Okay. Now I did notice that basically up on his shoulders where the cape is, there's a little bit of rub off on that.
Oh, okay.
So maybe that's what they're complaining about. I mean, it's not bad. It's it's just
all right.
But like I said, it is cloth though. It is a cloth cape. Like I said, it's a finish to get that shine on the fabric.
Okay.
And then
it's not vinyl, right?
Even our
no,
live
it's not vinyl. It's cloth. I mean, it might be polyester, but
Oh, put the cape on Sarge. Wait, the cape doesn't have the Cobra logo on the back?
No, it doesn't.
No.
What?
Look, you could get leathery finish or you could get Cobra logo, but you can't.
I can't get both. I can do that on a pre-cut.
Maybe if they charge us a little more extra for the figure, we could. Oh, wait.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, and then.
Now you're talking.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, busy week answering the mail calls.
Yeah.
Dear God, he's enormous. There's a lot going on there.
It's ginormous.
That's what.
It's funny. One of the kids at school lives across the hall from us, and today she said, "You're getting a lot of packages."
Yes, I am.
Yes.
That's right. Don't touch him.
I'll get you.
Mm-hmm.
What else you got, Rack time, Rob?
I haven't even opened up yet, but it's like DC stuff and things like that.
All right, fine.
And some of it's for Christmas, so
don't share it with the folks at home. That's fine. Dick.
I haven't opened it yet. I haven't opened the Amazon box.
Dick. Anyways, Mark Weber.
Oh yeah.
What'd you get in?
Dude, this is the share the screen part of the program. This went up on our Facebook feed earlier in the week, but we're cleaning out the basement.
Oh my god!
And that's where all my Joe stuff is, right? So here's a look at a portion of how my Joes are categorized, if you want to call it that. And by categorized, I mean there's the Stars and Stripes set down there at the bottom, right? Yeah, and there's
Where
a.
it
I mean,
belongs.
categorized is like it. Is that the term used for just getting stuff on the shelf all Tetris style?
Dude, it's just all stacked like crazy. Like there's a True Heroes Apache up top next to a sad, broken old G.I. Joe age 64, terrible, never should have been made Apache. Like there's a Sigma 6 Paratrooper Duke up there that I'm sure Justin Bell's going to come get sooner or later because it's Sigma 6 that isn't in his house. Or Diana will come get it because there's a Duke there. There's a brunette Duke with, I'm sure, a broken Silver Mirage still in package down there. So anyway, this is what my corner of my basement looks like. But we're fine. I can finally get to it. So progress anyway. So that was exciting. And then, so what I got in was actually just what I had loose that I haven't seen in ages. So I want to pub up one of my favorite Joe vehicles from a terrible era, right? The Piranha attack boat from Valor versus Venom was a badass little thing with
it was
turning
pretty neat.
cannons and so the figures were a little wonky. But remember when we got cool new vehicles? That was awesome. So I dug this, and since I gave you a cool new vehicle, literally right next to it is this friggin' thing, right? The worst thing ever. The gunship, right? That comes with these little fold down feet. That's their action feature.
Right.
But my favorite bit, and I thought I remembered this because this didn't get a lot of playtime in the Weber house.
The gunship with one tiny gun.
One tiny gun and 2 missiles on the side. And then, but it's a troop carrier, right? On one side, like this cracked open, right?
Yes.
But I like that there's no windows in it at all because the guys in there are ashamed of the vehicle they're coming in riding, right? Like, yeah, don't let them see me coming out of this thing.
Right. I mean, it's one of those where if they just made it a little bit bigger, it would have been a winner.
Like junior high kids, the Cobra Vipers want to be dropped off a block away.
Or if they just put a rotor on top of it, it would have been a pretty cool copter, right? But it doesn't have wings.
It basically looks like a helicopter without the rotor.
Yeah, it doesn't have wings. So it's not really a jet. It doesn't have rotor, so it's obviously not a helicopter. It's just dumb. So, yeah. So anyway, to the Piranha attack boat, salute. And to the Cobra gunship, it gets the finger. So there you go. That's what I got in.
Which finger?
The Hollywood Shuffle finger. It's number 1.
Yeah, Viper.
And it came with Firefly for no reason.
Firefly. Some generic pilot dude. Viper Scout says that the shipwreck that came with that boat was pretty good, though.
It was the blue camo with the boonie hat kind of thing. It was not a bad look. But his legs were like 70% of the figure back when the
his proportions were off.
Yeah, but not compared to the other figures because they were all off.
Right. It was very rare that you found a Valor versus Venom era figure that had decent proportions on it.
Yeah,
there was a few that they did very well, but then most of them were not.
Yeah, it was just hard to keep that scale right. Not that every other toy line ever hasn't been able to nail that thing, but
not that your company didn't set the standard on 1/18th scale figures. Not that didn't happen at some point in the past.
Yeah.
Anyways,
hey, I got people wanting to buy my stuff. This was not an eBay post, but yeah, you never know. There might be some extras back there.
Andrew Goggin says, "Was it a troop transport that only carried one troop?"
Maybe
well,
two.
there's a pilot, and
did it only seat one back there? Or was it 2? It's been a while since I've seen mine.
Yeah, there's 2 seats, but I think just one door. Yeah, they can only come out one side.
Yeah, it's like an 80s minivan.
They got to come out single file.
Right. Everybody's got to get out the right side of the van.
That's so weak. Like I don't even stuff pops open. I don't even remember. Look, they made openable like you can see the engine stuff rather than make a second door on the other side. Like,
right.
Just
There's some weird choices going on with that thing, certainly.
man. Yeah, and the worst one was me buying it. But anyway, whatever.
That is the oddest one, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you can make me an offer on the gunship. I'll probably take it.
It looks like it handles like an 80s minivan.
There you go.
As somebody who used to drive an 80s minivan, it looks worse.
Yeah.
Because 80s minivans had big engines and were pretty awesome to drive. Anyways.
It's
I
the
miss that van.
pinnacle of Mars tech, but how come it sucks?
To this day, I miss that van.
It's Mars at the height of their powers.
Mm.
Anyways. Oh, so what I got in was pretty much the same as what everybody else got in. I got myself a Serpentor. I got myself a Mindbender. I got some Python. Got a Python Bat and a Python Viper, which are I don't know. It's out of reach, so I'm not gonna. You guys have all seen the pictures. I'm not bothered by it. But I did get my copy of Action Force Volume 2, The Marvel Years.
Just yesterday.
It still has that fresh out of package smell. It's a combination of Brian Hickey and sandalwood.
It's Irish Spring.
Which is Brian Hickey and sandalwood.
Yeah.
With just a twist.
That is one of the scents of Irish Spring, Brian Hickey and sandalwood.
Brian Hickey and sandalwood, and just a touch of lime.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I guess we'll flip a couple pages open here. This is everything that came out between 1986 and 1988 in the UK, and there's a lot of familiar sights. As you can see, these are all vehicles that came out here in the States in like 83, 84, 85. And we got the Havoc, and we got the Battle Bear, we got Sarge and the Triple T. Over here's the Forward Observer, the Devilfish, the Ammo Dump. Can't gotta have the Ammo Dump over in the UK.
They must have had leftover ammo dumps here, and they just stickered them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe cast something else in a slightly darker green.
Mm.
But that's what I got in. That was different. So there's no point in just dragging everything out just to show all that. So you've seen another place. You know.
There's a Serpentor over here. There's a Mindbender over here.
Right.
No Python patrols though. No UK Outbacks. So.
Well, a UK Outback came in a little bit ago, didn't it?
Well, yeah, but only for Shop at Target. So if you Target fans out there see one, I know a brother who's looking. Just saying.
I haven't been to Target in weeks.
Me neither.
Right. It's Doug Dello says he loves that Brain and Patty
Brain?
That because of what's on Joe Mind. They did actually. Patty wrote us a letter that we read in the old mailbag segment. And Brian heard it and didn't believe there was another G.I. Joe fan in Ireland listening to this dippy podcast. So yes, all the stuff that Brian and Patty have collaborated on indirectly, it's a lot of their hard work and a chance listening of the old audio episodes of What's on Joe Mind.
Bringing people together. That's what we're all about.
Right. You never know. We're here to build community. There's a lot of folks out there. They're trying to be influencers, and they're trying to be flashy, and they're trying to be first all the time. And we're just not about that. It's just not what we do. We're here about hanging out, having a good time, and bringing people together to enjoy this wonderful hobby of ours that we call G.I. Joe.
And once in a while, we're all about dropping a whole year's worth of product that nobody else has yet.
Every so often we don't do that.
So, yeah, we don't do that.
The funny thing is, it actually is going to turn out to be this year, though.
Right.
That's true.
Because I just got the emails yesterday that said, "Hey, you know what? We're going to ship out Dusty Zarana and your Crimson Guards too."
Right. Yeah. See, Andrew Gaugen's in. He said, "Except that one time when you break Hasbro." Well, yeah, we'll do that.
We knock them down, break their back, make them humble.
Like the jabroni Hulk Hogan.
So humble they got to sell an animation studio.
Right.
That's it. at half price. Oh,
Pennies on the dollar. It's
It will be bought for 50 cents on the dollar by Old Man Potter.
give the laugh, Mikey Bird. No, I'm not feeling a. It's not that kind of night.
it's not on command.
No, Diana Davis says still waiting for Tiger Force Duke and Super 7 Duke. There's a lot of Super 7 Ultimates that just still not happening. I don't know what's up there. I haven't heard anything. They keep showing up at shows and putting them on display. But
Look
as,
what we're not
as of
sending
yet,
you.
right, nothing making their way to people's mailboxes. I don't have any of that stuff on order, so I'm sure you'll hear it from somebody else first.
I got a bat. I originally had 3, but we put 2 back. So
There you go.
this depends on who you buy it from.
Right. Geek Dragon says, I got my Tiger Force Outback canceled, got an email saying he was back in stock and was able to reorder him. Came yesterday. Just wish he was short fuse instead. Nobody, that's not true. You're just saying that to try and get a rise at us. Nobody wishes he was short fuse instead. That's a lie.
Hey, if it was short fuse, I can get, just based off of what Sergeant Slaughter, those glasses are going to stay on.
Right.
That's good.
Those glasses are on his head.
The way the glasses and the hat stay on, that Sergeant Slaughter, they're amazing.
Well,
I once saw Jake the Snake DDT Mr. Fuji, and his hat stayed on, and it was one of the most amazing things I ever saw in my life.
That's how quickly we veer into wrestling, right there.
He's brought up Sergeant Slaughter.
But so it's no, it's funny. Not funny really, but it's really great how the stuff that we're seeing. The bar has been set really high, and they keep getting themselves over it. Like Serpentor is maybe the greatest toy of 2022. Full stop. Like other lines, everything. You find me a better toy, something that is just unequivocally better than Serpentor, and I'll give you $5.
He even comes with a Duke killing snake. I'm sorry, a Duke putting into coma snake.
He does. What is the aversion you Americans have to putting tiger stripes on the back of Tiger Force Outback shirts? I don't
know. Hey, look, we didn't see them over here. They probably don't. I didn't even know there was supposed to be tiger stripes on the back of it.
Right, like it's a legitimate tiger sketch. It's not the little kitty face from the old vintage figure. So
plus, he's got a giant backpack back there.
Right, you don't need it.
I mean, they didn't get a cobra on the back of a Mindbender. So, I mean,
but you know what? On the cartoon and the comics, he never had it back there. So,
Would it look better with it back there?
Oh, it looks cool, but because it is the only Cobra symbol on Dr. Mindbender.
Mm-hmm.
Racktime Rob, why don't you go ahead and give us start shout outs?
All right, shout out to the studio audience. Thanks for tuning in. Hope everyone had a lovely Thanksgiving if you celebrated last week.
And if you didn't, as our fans in Canada and Poland did not, we hope you enjoyed the special edition because we know you're the ones who watched.
Big in Poland.
Warsaw's a nice place.
All right. Take your word for it. I'm not mocking our Polish audience. I'm just surprised by it.
No.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Maybe next week we put a cooking segment in and make some specially.
We're big in Poland.
We are.
Bro.
Big in Poland. We thick in the crotch.
Bro.
Oh my God.
Bro.
Get some kielbasa.
Mark Weber, shout it out.
I'm going to steal this from Joe. Happy birthday, William. Oh. We'll throw that one. Start thinking, Joe. I beat you to it. I'm a double dip. How about this? Or should I leave you this one?
No, go for it.
Okay. Diana Davis, who's feeling better and with us today. We want to say we love you. We're glad you're feeling better. And to the U.S. men's national team in the World Cup, go kick the shit out of the Netherlands tomorrow, baby. How's that? I got 2 steals and a call out. I'm out.
We've had a good couple of days of reciting Michael Cade's dialogue from Austin Powers Gold member, right?
That's it, right?
There's only two things I don't like: people who are intolerant of other cultures, and the Dutch.
And the Dutch.
That's terrible. We
There's
love the Dutch.
That was my favorite bit since the Monty Python bit, where they were trying to come up with a more offensive term for Belgians. And one of their finalists was a guy who said, "I can't come up with anything more offensive than Belgians."
Well, there goes Belgium.
But we do love the Dutch almost as much as we love Diana, who does a lot for us as far as getting the word out on our show, and she's done a lot for the IDW comics as far as keeping continuity in order. And so she's not just a What's on Joe Mind super fan. She's an important part of our G.I. Joe community.
And Duke fan number one.
Duke fan number one.
Oh, that's last week IDW did conclude its run.
Yes, yeah, we're actually going to do something special for that, but
But not now.
Right,
Crack
because-
time, Rob.
like our comic guy doesn't ever do comic stuff anymore, so I get used to not having it in the show.
I believe your comic guy is busy paying for the room you're sitting in.
Whatever.
Oh, and I want to give a shout out to Wes Whitlock too, one of my favorite people.
Oh.
I just went score.
Why don't you just, like,
and to Joe's parents too.
I knew. I was like, why don't you just do my parents?
And the Maggie and Mary. You guys are the best. All right, Joe, off to you.
But, believe it or not,
Hey,
I was wearing
Wes,
my
no,
What's
I
on
was-
Joe Mind shirt in the ER. So there you go.
Nice.
Solid.
I'm
Did
so
anybody-
glad you're okay.
Did anybody compliment it is the question.
That's a good question.
Anyways, Joe Colton, go ahead, shout out.
I am gonna do a shout out to Diana. I am so glad you are doing better, and we were very worried about you, but we are glad you are okay, and we love you and want you to recover very quickly. So, and then happy birthday, William, again.
He had another birthday?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm actually going over tomorrow to his house to make Indian food with his girlfriend. So we're gonna be cooking together. So, and his mom is going to be there. So we're feeding La Madre
Good luck.
and
with
everybody else.
Are you making cookies?
Yeah, cookies for dessert.
I am not baking. I have informed her. She's like, "Do you want to make dessert?" And I was like, "No, you don't." Like, and like Wes like jumped up. He was like, "You don't want her like baking anything." And like she was just like,
If making dessert means stopping by the bakery on the way there, sure.
Right?
I was
I
like,
lo-
I order the best cakes, and she was just like, I thought you like cook, and I was like, yeah, this is not the baking, and like everyone's like yelling, don't ask her to bake anything. I was like, I could answer for myself. I'm not attempting to kill her.
I love Wes falling on the dessert grid there and just being like, "No,
Right.
save yourself."
Like she said, "Hey, do you want to make dessert?" And instantly something in the kitchen burst into flame. Like the toaster oven just exploded in a fireball.
But yet
Nobody
still
was even
undone in
making
the middle.
anything. It just happens. It's her mutant
No.
power.
Yes, and then I will give a shout out to my husband for
The wrist lock.
Yes, who has been making me a lot of dinners, and I've been working late, so it's been nice.
Doug Dello says, I was wearing my What's on Joe Mind shirt getting on a plane a few weeks ago, and some guy said, "Who's Joe?" And our job is done here.
Mhm.
There you
That's
go.
good.
Yes, it's our low key dickishness coming through.
And then I'm gonna shout out. My final shout out is to my in-laws who sent me a video that cracked me up. Our nephew, so my brother-in-law asked my nephew, "Who is Santa Claus?" And he said Uncle Wes, which like totally made my week. So Wes can no longer be a Christmas grouch because he's now Santa.
But I mean, he kind of lives at the North Pole, right?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah, my plan is next week to give you guys a tour of the Christmas in the house.
What
You
percent
kicked him down from
decorated?
Mount Crumpet, huh?
What percent decorated would you say your home is right now?
It's probably like around 25 to 30%. but only because he's been helping because I've been working. And so
Right.
like tomorrow we're gonna do the rest of the inside. I have 12 trees up this year.
That
And
sounds
then-
like bonus content.
Right.
And then there's he's gonna do the outside on Sunday.
And for all you out there who haven't been around for a Joe Colton Christmas before, which sounds like a terrible Hallmark movie, 12 trees inside her house, fully decorated. You know what she calls that? Restraint.
I almost bought a tree for the back deck, and he was like, no.
I thought you already had one for there.
No, my plan was to do that last year, and we kind of like I ended up not doing it. And then it was my plan this year, but then the cruise came, and he's like, I saved up money for it, and he's like, no.
13's an unlucky number anyway.
Yeah, he's also been like lifting all the boxes, so it's like,
He's getting all swole on Christmas.
yeah.
Attaboy.
So.
His heart and his biceps grew 3 sizes this Christmas.
That's it. Santa
Well, now
muscles.
he's Santa. That's all I got.
All right. My shout outs, of course, let's give a quick one to our good sponsors and friends at Kokomo Toys by singing their theme song. Kokomo Toys.
Kokomo Toys.
Kokomo
Toys.
Toys.
That's a sea spray version.
Give another quick shout to everybody in the studio audience tonight. We do appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching us live. Most of you are here every Friday. If you're catching us on replay, we love you too. However, if you're watching us on Facebook, be sure to give us some kind of a reaction. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. Give us a little huggy guy. We love little huggy guy.
Mhm.
If you're watching us on YouTube, of course, hit the thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends about it, share the video in your various social media channels, whether it's God knows how many of them getting signed up for these days. We got we got Twitter, which might or might die within the next couple of months. We got Facebook, we got Instagram, we got your Hives and your Mastodons and your TikToks and all that other stuff. Yeah, just put us everywhere. Just get us out there.
You kids and your instant messaging.
Right.
You kids and your smoke signals.
I did want to say one more shout out was to Sean Roussel because he ordered my Mind Mender and my Serpentor because I was at work, and so he helped me out. So thank you, Sean.
That's outstanding.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, normally I wouldn't encourage shouting out to Sean, but that's actually being helpful.
Yes, no, he's a sweetheart.
Like when he actually does something helpful, it's one thing. If it's just in normal, I just act like I'm going to ban him all the time.
Oh my God, you're so mean.
If you need somebody banned for no reason, I'm your man.
Right,
Oh my
right. I just have the honcho step
Yep.
in and just hit that button.
I'm good at that.
Oh
You bet.
God.
The fact that we know Sean and he's a friend of ours, that just means Mark's more likely to ban you.
Yeah, you're not. Believe you me, you are not safe.
Sweet man, you leave him be.
I once banned a third of my audience on Eternal Baseball on a whim.
2/3. There was 3 guys. There was Rob. There was another guy, and there was the Russian bot.
Yep,
Dumped 2 of them.
It was
You know
it was
what?
me with a guy in Hitler bot.
that was it. You know what? But nuke the Nazi, not always the worst call. There you go.
No, that's the best call.
There you go.
Oh,
And I was collateral damage.
Matt
Yeah, you
Rubin
were.
says, I
I was
don't think
Belgian.
I don't think Joe knows how many times a month Mike uses the ban gif on Twitter. That's a lot. I don't think Joe Colton follows the What's on Joe Mind Twitter account.
mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Anyways, there's lots more jokes to be made about Joe Colton not paying attention to the show.
Tell you, it's
Think
an
of yourself.
old story, but back on the McFarlane message boards, the only thing better than the ban hammer was making a guy invisible, so only I could see his posts. I had a guy going for like 3 years, and I would respond sometimes on a long thread to what he was saying, but kind of innocuously. So he was like, "Oh yeah, whoever's messing with me, but whatever." 3 years that guy posted in absentia and thought he was trolling people, and
He was the king of the board.
he was only trolling himself.
Everything he said was the last word.
3 years, right? He would hit enter and be like, show them. And I've never, honestly, I don't think I've ever done anything better in my entire life.
Certainly
3
not online.
years. That guy trolled himself for 3 years.
Certainly not online.
Oh, so good.
So, anyways, yeah, that's what you're signing up for, kids. If you got a few dollars and looking to buy something for the G.I. Joe fan in your life, go ahead and visit our TeePublic store. The link to that is down below. Get all your great What's on Joe Mind merchandise there. We got shirts and mugs and mouse pads, if people still use mouse pads. I haven't in probably 15 years, but sure, we got mouse pads. We got all kinds of stuff with the What's on Joe Mind logo and probably a quote about Joe and almond tits coming soon. So be sure to check that out.
Pad, kids.
If you got a few bucks laying around every month, by all means, join our coffee club. We got the Magnificent Seven. You see their names at the end of every episode. Link to that is down below as well. We've also got a link to Joe Colton's personal coffee account, where that goes directly into helping her accomplish cool cosplay stuff. So
more metal studs for Wes.
That's it. Riveting. Yeah. And if you got an extra $2 after that, hey, maybe you want to buy a gunship. I don't know.
Oh, $2, huh?
Yeah, $2. I don't know where Firefly. Well, I know he's down there somewhere, but no driver. But comes with everything. Comes with one gun and 2 missiles.
You gonna give change on that or what? $2 sounds a little
It's a gun ship. It's not guns.
I'm gonna be like some of those jabronis on Facebook, right? Or on eBay. $3. Buy it now. $55 shipping though. Jackass.
And with that, let's go ahead and get out of here. We've managed to fill 2 hours of your life with this nonsense. But for my co-hosts, Racktime Rob, Joe Colton, Mark Weber, I'm Mike Irisari. Thanks for joining us this week on What's on Joe Mind. Be sure to join us next Friday at 9 for another sparkling new episode. As our friend Vagon likes to say, stay safe, and if you can't be careful, have a great rest of the weekend, everybody. Yo, Joe.
Beer!
I just like the gunship.
Nobody likes the gunship.
The finger! Use the finger!
Feeding
Oh
on
my
your hate.
God.
Beer!